Hey everybody, doing a new video, of course, about my recovery from a surgery on my carpal tunnel. And the reason I haven't done a video in the last few days is because there really wasn't anything to talk about. I did some things other than on that one day I talked to you guys and I was going to get the bandages taken off, which I have. Did it myself. Here it is. See it just a little bit. And it doesn't look very great, but it is what it is. Um, the best way to describe what's been going on is it's just a slow, patient, almost a grind. You don't do a whole bunch of things to make your recovery go faster. It's just every day you take it a step at a time. Like on Saturday, after I did the video, I went and took a shower. And the shower was nice because I hadn't taken one literally in 2 days. But to tell you the truth, I would have probably taken off the bandages on Sunday if it hadn't been for my mom, who I called her up and I was like, Mom, I'm not sure I remember, but is it 2 days or 3 days? And she says, no, you're supposed to take the bandages off today. That would have been Saturday. And I was like, okay. I wasn't sure if I remembered things correctly. She's like, oh no. After they wheeled you back out of surgery, I asked them, I said, is it 2 days means Saturday? And they told her, yeah. So Saturday, took out the bandages, bathed, and it was fine. A little bit of water running over it. Sunday night, I did rewrap the hand and went out driving. I just literally went up to the store. And the reason why I did that is because I knew on Monday I was be going into class. And I said to myself, I need to make sure I can drive. So put on a Band-Aid, a big ass Band-Aid that comes like about here. Yeah. And wrapped my hand in some pretty much the same wrap I had before, and drove up there. Drove up to a gas station that's literally like not even a 5-minute drive away, and then came right back. I was like, well, okay, I can do this. Also, pain. Everybody asks, well, what about the pain? What about the pain? If I'm being brutally honest, I continued taking the pain pills they gave me, which was oxycodone, acetaminophen mix, just because it needed to be done. I had the pain pills, so I was just taking them. And I said to myself, and I was talking to my brother as well, I says, I'll just continue taking the pain pills until they're all gone. And I'll worry about things after that. So what I ended up doing was just that. But I also ended up having to take some ibuprofen. The main reason I ended up having to take that was because I have a toothache, or gum ache, because I pretty much only got 4 teeth left on my bottom jaw. The price of not taking care of your teeth when you were much younger. So I'm popping 3 ibuprofen every few hours to keep my gums from hurting, because I had a tooth removed, and now I just don't have, all I got is gums and 4 teeth in the front. Ouch. So eating is a little difficult at times, but I just have to power through and keep going because I got no other choice. I got to eat. So that's been a bit of a thing, because I'm like, okay, are the pain pills, is this one pain pill I'm taking helping, or is it the pain pills and the ibuprofen and everything else? We will see. Beyond that, Monday I had to go into class because we actually had a class project that we had to turn in, and I wanted to make sure I got everything down that I knew. Sitting up there in class, I had the hand wrapped and everything. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you guys, the bandaging that they had on my hand, on this hand, weird, crazy, a little bit extreme maybe even. They literally apparently they put 2 pieces of gauze, total of 6 pieces of gauze on this. So 3 right here and then 3 down here. And this is a little square pieces. Then they put some type of extra gauze on top of that, then wrapped my hand in gauze. Then the outer gauze that you guys saw in the video, that was wrapped around all of that. So I had 2 pieces of, I guess you could call bandaging, over 6 pieces of gauze. And that stuff was covered in blood. It was bloody nasty. And I was like, why did they do all of this? When now all I do is I just put a Band-Aid on it. I just put a Band-Aid on this and be careful. Although I will say I have been wrapping my hand back up in the same bandaging that I have left over, because I'm like, man, I'm just, I don't want to risk infection. I don't want to risk irritating the area. And yeah, it does get irritated. If I rub my finger over this, it starts to have this little irritating, painful feel. So I'm like, okay, let's just be careful. Put a Band-Aid back on after a few hours. I sleep with at least a Band-Aid on. I have to. I'm not risking anything. I'm not risking popping these stitches for shit. Because something tells me if I pop these stitches, it's going to be bleeding all over the place. I think I've got, at some point, maybe later this week, maybe Friday, or maybe Monday, they'll remove the stitches. Either way, to be brutally honest, I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, I don't know. It might be 2 weeks. It might be a total of 2 weeks before they remove these things, because it ain't looking very good in my opinion. It doesn't look inflamed or infected or anything. It just doesn't look good. I don't know what else to tell you. See, Monday went to class, everything was fine. I had 1 pain pill left, but my brother had suggested don't take it, because you're going to be tired. It'll make you tired and everything, and you'll have trouble in class. So I ended up taking 3 ibuprofen and 1 Tylenol, and I said, okay, that'll be enough that I have to get me through today until I have time to take the pain pills. The last pain pill. So on Monday, right around 3 p.m., maybe 4 p.m., I took the last pain pill, and that was it. I was like, I'm free from these pain pills. Teeth still hurt, gums still hurt, but we don't have to take this crap anymore. For those of you wondering, yeah, I finished the class project. It's due in literally at 12 a.m. on the dot, which would have been basically 12 a.m. Wednesday morning. No, Tuesday morning at that point, sorry. And I got through by 11:40. Yeah, I procrastinated all fucking day. What can I say? That's a problem of mine. But I got it all done basically one-handed, because I was like, ow, 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 with both hands. Beyond that, on Tuesday, I didn't have to go into class because the class is Monday and Wednesday. On Tuesday, my landlord came by. And now the landlord, there's at least 6+ other apartment buildings around here, duplexes. And he's a good guy. He has rental property management running most of this. So he comes around 3 to 4 times a year from Florida and just checks over things, talks to people. He'll be here for about a week or so, and then he'll leave. When I spoke to him on Tuesday, because I just happened to come outside, I was like, I got to get out of the house. I'm sitting in the house too much. And I was going to go do some shopping and some other things, because I knew I could drive at that point. I'm like, okay, I can drive. I just got to keep my hand bandaged. And I came outside with the hand wrapped up and everything. And he sees me, because he's over in another apartment, getting ready to cut down some trees or something like that, cut off some limbs with a chainsaw. And he looks at me and says, hey, who'd you hit? I was like, nah, carpal tunnel surgery. And he tells me something amazing. He says, when I got my carpal tunnel surgery, first thing my doctor told me was that I'd never get any real feeling back in my hand. I'd never have any strength back in my hand, blah, 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 blah. Because I waited too long and I was too old. That's what he told me. But he told the doctor, we'll see. So he began a series of exercises after he got healed up enough, and he's got feeling back in his hand. So what was the exercise? He literally took his fingers with my right hand, and he started doing this, just tapping the thumb, and then using the thumb to hold things down, or using the finger to hold the thumb down, and doing this for about 5-10 minutes over the course of time. And I can't do it with this finger right here. I can't. It's hard to do. But he said, do that exercise, and your hand gets well enough, and you'll get a lot of strength back. Also, another one, this one. Yeah, this pose, and then pull your hands down slowly. I'm not going to do it in full because, it still hurts. But he showed me those two exercises, and I have to admit, I'm a Christian. So there are times where I see something, I'm like, feels like God's intervening. And so I see this exercise, I'm like, that's prayer. It's a prayer exercise. And I says to myself, when he shows me this, I'm thinking, God, I've been quietly kind of worrying about, recovery and everything, and getting the feeling back. I hadn't prayed on it, but they say God knows what you need sometimes before you need it. So yeah, I'm going to be doing these exercises. I'm still going to go in for physical therapy a little later on. Probably going to be about a month in total before I go in for physical therapy. So 30 days after the surgery, I'll be going in for physical therapy, see what they can do for me if I feel that I'm well enough to try it. So that was really encouraging, and it did help my mind. Okay, I can do this. Still going to take 50 to 60 days off, but I feel a little bit better now that I feel like I can do this. I really truly feel I can do this. Let's see. So Tuesday, I actually went shopping. That was a little difficult because I could only grab things with my right hand. And my left hand, I'm having to cradle things like this and do stuff like that. And I'm pushing a buggy around with one hand. But I had to do some shopping, a little bit for food and mostly other things. My mom calls me up right as I'm shopping, and I'm like, hey, Mom, what's going on? It's like, oh, I got this food here. And I had already bought a little bit of food and everything. I said, okay, I'll see y'all in about 30, 40 minutes. Get to my parents' house, and she loads me up with food, leftovers, good tasting stuff. And I'm like, I just spent about $50+ on food. And I'm like, oh man, this is nuts. But I got leftovers sitting in the fridge right now for my mom, and your mother's cooking is always good, as they say. Your mom's cooking is the best. So I don't have to worry about food. And I am debating going out ever again right now. Because on Tuesday, I did go out to eat early in the day. I went out to eat a little after 11:30. Went to a Chinese restaurant. And I'm always a little conscientious about people asking me about what happened with my hand. Nobody asked me until I finished eating and then got up to the register to pay at this restaurant. And they're like, what happened with your hand? Oh, that's a carpal tunnel release surgery. She's like, oh, okay, it's a little Chinese girl, little Chinese woman. And I'm like, well, that's the first time anyone's ever asked me the whole day. Okay, fine, Feels a little weird when nobody asks any questions. But it is what it is. So today, Wednesday, went back into class, final exam. Going over the last little bit. I didn't pass it. I got a 49% on it. But I've done everything else in that class straight A as best I can. So maybe I'll come out with a C or a B in the class. I don't know. I really don't know. And I'm not going to worry about it too much. I just don't feel like worrying about it. I just don't. I got other things that are more important. So that's what I'm going to be dealing with as of right now. Basically, this is just a patience run. I've got enough money so I don't have to worry about anything, but I got to play it smart and not sit up there and just spend my money wildly. Got a paycheck this Tuesday from my job. Good amount, so got money saved up. just have to be careful. It's been, let's see, it's the 15th. It has literally been 7 days. No, it hadn't even been 7 days since I had the surgery on the 9th of April. Now it's the 15th. It's been barely 6 days. 6 days. And it feels like it's been 2 weeks. It really does feel like it's been 2 weeks. And I'm sitting there like, oh God, how am I going to make it through the next 50 days? I'm going to go stir crazy. But I'll figure it out. I think the biggest problem with any type of recovery is how much time it takes. If you can go back to a job where you're not stressing your injury or your surgery area any, that's great. So 2-3 weeks after surgery, you go back in. But if your job stresses that area, you have to wait. And waiting can kind of drive you crazy. But thankfully, I've got things that distract me, like my dog over there. I actually tried playing a little bit of video games today, because it's like, well, let me see. So I played Hollow Knight. I'm doing a second playthrough of Hollow Knight. And I was like, okay, because biggest worry was my hand, because the controller is going to rub right across here. And I'm like, oh, hell no. So I'm basically holding the controller like this, just trying to keep it from bothering me any. And did okay. But I find I'm not as big on playing video games nowadays as I used to be. What happens when you get old, I guess. You find other things to be more interesting. But I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to be careful. I have been sleeping a lot more than usual. I mean, at least once a day I'm taking a nap. I guess healing recovery does kind of sap your strength. It is what it is, though. I'll have another video at another time. I'm not going to say it's going to be in 2 days. It's not going to, 3 days, because like I said before, the main reason I didn't put out a video in 2 days after the first one is because I didn't really have anything to talk about. I just really didn't. So since I didn't have anything to talk about, I felt like I'll wait until I feel like I've garnered enough information and everything else to talk to you guys. So when the next video comes, the next video comes. Other than that, I want everybody to take care. If you're in healing and recovering, pray. I'll pray for you too. Pray for me, please. Everybody, have a good day. Bye-bye.